assassins? Fat Samurai Guy here, and welcome to another episode of The Movie Dojo, where we discuss martial arts cinema and action films. Today in the dojo, I'm going to review Dragon. Here's a quick plot synopsis. A papermaker gets involved with a murder case concerning two criminals, leading to a determined detective suspecting him and the former's vicious father searching for him. Now I'm going to give you the good, I'm going to give you the bad, I'm going to give you the badass. First up, the good. Dragon is directed by Peter Chan, who also directed another film that I highly recommend called The Warlord, starring Jet Li. Dragon has some great cinematography and a very solid soundtrack. And also worth mentioning are the performances from our three leading men. Donnie Yen does a great job of having that mysterious aura around his character. Is his character telling the truth? Is his character lying? While Takeshi Kenshiro has a lot of fun bringing out his inner Sherlock Holmes. And we'll talk about the last leading man a little bit later. And now for the bad. The first half of the film is pretty slow. If you were expecting a non-stop action thrill ride with tons and tons of martial arts, you might be a little disappointed. This film is more of a story and character-driven movie. Now, I was okay with the film not having a lot of action because the story was really interesting and kept me invested. Now, some of the storytelling elements might be a little odd to some viewers, and that's due to the tone of the film might shift a little bit here and there. You have some comedic moments and then some really serious, like, oh shit moments. This might be a little distracting to some people, but I was perfectly fine with it. And now for the badass. Now, even though the fights in this film are very few, what's featured here does not disappoint. This is a straight up throwback to the old school style of fight choreography, having that perfect balance of grounded kung fu mixed in with some very well done wire work. And one of my favorite kung fu queens, Kara Hui, star of the Shaw Brothers kung fu classic My Young Auntie, had a minor role in the movie, but for her age, she still kicked ass. But the scene stealer definitely goes to our third leading man, Mr. Jimmy Wang Yu. At one time, Jimmy Wang Yu was a huge leading man in martial arts cinema, starring in films like The Assassin, The One-Armed Swordsman, The Golden Swallow, and one of my favorite all-time kung fu cult classics, Master of the Flying Guillotine. Oh yeah. I find the best of Jimmy Wang Yu's filmography to be highly entertaining, and he did pave the way for others after him. But I would never put him in my top 20 martial art actors list. But holy shit, did he take me by surprise in this movie. And Lady Fatblood was watching the movie with me, and she saw his name in the credits, but she didn't even recognize him when he finally showed up in the movie. And that's not necessarily because he's a lot older now than we're used to seeing him, but it's just the way he played this character. I never thought that I would say one day that out of all people, Jimmy Wang Yu scared me. I mean, this guy really played an intimidating villain. And the director did a really good job of building tension with his character because his character was very unpredictable. You didn't really know what he had planned, and you didn't really know what he was going to do next. So serious props to Jimmy Wang Yu, man. That was very unexpected. So overall, this movie looked great, it sounded great, it had really good performances, and when there was action, it was very well done. But for some reason, I feel that this film is very underrated because when people mention and talk about Donnie Yen's most recent films, or when they talk about his later work in his career, they never really talk about Dragon, and it's kind of sad. I mean, fucking 14 Blades and fucking Iceman. Oh, I hate this fucking movie. Fuck Iceman. They get more attention. They get mentioned more for some reason than Dragon. I feel like Dragon just fell under the radar. I know the film is no Ip Man, but it's two totally different types of films. I really appreciate the film for what it tried to do and what it accomplished, and I highly recommend that you guys check it out. So I give Dragon 4 out of 5 ninja stars. That's it for today's episode of The Movie Dojo. If you have seen Dragon, let me know in the comments below what you think about the film. And if you're still curious to check out Dragon, you can actually watch it right now on Netflix. And thanks again for watching. You guys rock. And stay tuned for my next review of Yakuza Apocalypse. See you next time.
Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.